Wake up.
Hey, Brutus.
Hey, what's going on, bro? What you doing?
G'day, bro. What's up?
I mean, look, check that out. Really slowly.
He's quite a big boy, old Brutus.
You don't be too quick now, Brutus. Don't be too quick. How cool is that? Come on now. Look at me. I'm dressed like a chicken. Who's a pretty boy then? I'm not getting any closer to you. That's a nice smile.
He won't like me standing behind him like this because he doesn't know what's going on.
These guys are trying to catch a monkey. A Darwin monkey. I think there's a Darwin monkey in the tree and they're trying to catch it. It's an Aussie thing. There's one going up the tree there, see? He's going up to catch it. This guy's throwing stones to try and get the Darwin monkey down. It's a funny place, Darwin. Hey, welcome. Okay, here I am. I'm in an underground car park, and there's a very good reason I'm in an underground car park, and that is that I parked my car here last night. So, actually, I'm in the underground car park of the apartment that we've had in Darwin for a while. Ali's had to go back to her dad. I might have mentioned that earlier. He's a bit crook and all that, so I'm just up here for a month or two, just finishing off some work and then going to head back. So I'm actually due to head back in 2 or 3 weeks. Going to do back to Brisbane direction. Going to do a few episodes along the way actually. Today, some just sort of a dude exploring on his own, yeah, I'm going to do some episodes on the trip back. I'm hoping to go down through Alice and Uluru and do all of that on the way back, and then maybe Port Augusta. We'll see how we go for time and what have you. I have to work on the way back. I've got a Starlink. Had a bit of a try with it, but where it is in the apartment, sort of facing the wrong way. So looking forward to trying that out. So one of the first trips I'll be doing, one of the first stays I'll be doing, is actually a revisit to Shady camp. So going to go out there with some friends, Margot and Mick. And we're going to just camp out there for a bit of a long weekend, and it'll be a few days after that I make my trip back. And the planned trip at this stage will be out via Kakadu to Car Hills. I've got a permit to go and visit a little community out there in Arnhem Land, so I'm just going to shoot across the river for the day, spend the day over there, have a bit of a look around, do the Uber, Art Centre, all that kind of stuff, and come back down through to Coinda Lodge and do the Yellow Water tour. We did the Yellow Water tour once before, but it wasn't particularly flash, so they did offer us to come back and have a look at it. So hoping that's going to be really good. I think it will be. They're pretty cool people, and they've been really, really nice too. So we're looking forward to that. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I keep saying we because I'm missing my partner in crime. So we'll see how the trip goes. Yeah, missing her heaps actually. So, but we'll get these things done, get this trip knocked off, and gonna head down to. I was thinking about Catherine Gorge and all that, but I might leave that for another time when Ellie's with me, and I might just head down. Probably go back to the Daily Water pub, stay there. That was a pretty cool place, and maybe down to Alice and Uluru, and then across Port Augusta, and then across to Brisbane from there. So that's the rough plan at this stage. So I've got a couple of days of some things to do in Brisbane, and then a couple of weeks, and a bit of that stay out at Shady camp, and then I'm on the road. So yeah, watch for the next few episodes. Let's see how I go without my partner in crime. Just crossing the water here, we have the Fannie Bay Jail, so we'll go and check this out. Big tip in here is you take your earpieces in, because they have a bit of a tour thing on your phone. So I'll check that out. So I'm doing the audio tour around the Fannie Bay prison jail. It's pretty cool. It's quite interesting actually. I had a bit of trouble using the little G-code app, G-code thing, whatever you call it, the scan code. But you can download the app. I'll put a link or place to a link down the bottom. There's some really interesting stories here. One of them was there was a couple of guys murdered a taxi driver in about 1952. They were kind of, I think, the last hangings here, and they've got their whole story. It's really interesting. They were found way out in the outback somewhere, and they were hung here, and you can actually walk through and you can see the gallows. And if you look out the back of the area where they were hung, you can see where they were actually buried there and marked there as well. So interestingly, it's on the 8th of August, I think it is, or 7th of August. It's the exact same day I'm here, which is quite bizarre. That was freaky. The other thing, I was walking through and listening to the audio story, and there was prisoners in the prison here during the war, and when the Japanese came and bombed Darwin, a lot of the people that were in here for murder, and many of them were in here for murdering Japanese pearl divers. And as it turns out, as the Japanese invaded Darwin, the judge said, well, all the prisoners who had murdered Japanese people can go, and by the way, you can go and murder as many Japanese people as you like, and rather than getting locked up next time, you'll probably get a medal. So they actually released all the prisoners out into the public that had done that. So that was a really interesting story. Some pretty cool stories here. Definitely worth a look. It's a donation only thing, so tend to go and look through these things. If they're pretty good, leave a donation on the way out. Is the way I look at it. But it's pretty good. Definitely worth doing the little tour around. So yeah, really cool. Well, here I am. I'm in solitary confinement at the Fannie Bay Jail. Not a very big room. Big iron door. Got a window up here. Some would say I should have been here years ago. I'm going to get out of here. It's pretty echoey. But this door is solid as hell. It's like just a big heavy iron door. It's just solid steel. But there you go. That's that room. And there's one next to it. Another one next to it there. But if you look here, you've got this exercise yard, which is only a few metres square. Apparently these rooms were here, and they would be in here in the heat on their own if they'd misbehaved for a long time, and literally only fed on bread and water. That's all you got. And this exercise yard wasn't built for another 10 years. So they weren't even let out of these bloody rooms. One of them was padded apparently, and the other one not so. But yeah, pretty full on place. Really worth coming and looking at. There's another view there of it. Very cool. Love my history. So this is really quite cool stuff to see how things were. These days, you can rob a bank and steal a car, and they'll let you out the next day because they don't want to hurt you. Things have changed. So I'm just here in the muster area now. Possibility to check all the prisoners and make sure that everyone's in prison. And there was this jail was pretty famous for being very easy to escape. There was actually one guy who escaped. He went and asked one of the guards for a ladder. The guard gave him the ladder, and he put the ladder against the fence in broad daylight, climbed over and got out. So it seemed to be bad. Yeah, another guy took off, jumped the fence, and stole the magistrate's car, took off. Another guy, I think his name was Boyd or something, he took off. They didn't catch him for 3 or 4 years, and they eventually found him in New York of all places, and they shipped him back. It came via New Zealand, and they knew him as Houdini, so he jumped over the bloody ship, over the boat when it went into port in New Zealand, and swam away. But they got him again. They got him over here to Australia, and he jumped over the ship again and got away. And a little while later, they found a human arm floating around. They thought that was him. They thought the sharks had got him. Turned out, I think he was found in Melbourne and had both arms with him. So, I don't know whose arm it was. So Fannie Bay Jail, hey, it's pretty cool. There's some pretty neat stories here. Definitely worth a look. Wow, this is the cell block. Looks pretty full on actually. I'll check out some of these rooms. Jesus, I can't even get my shoulders through this door. Yeah. The width of this door, I literally am jammed to the door going this way. I've got to move my arm around and actually come through. Actually, with a bit of a belly, it's not easy either, to be fair. But this is one of the rooms. So they're quite, not much in here really. I'd say it's about, 3 metres square, I suppose. Window at the top. I guess that's your loo there. Yeah, you wouldn't have any trouble blocking that fella. It's so narrow, to give you an idea, there's a door over the other side there, it's the same width, and there's a witch's cone, or whatever you want to call it, a road cone there. So that's the width of the doorway. Just to give you an idea, it must be 18 inches, I reckon, probably. About a foot and a half. Check out this dude using a cardboard roll as a didgeridoo. It's not bad either. Well, that was really interesting. I just went down to the Museum Art Gallery of Northern Territory, or MAGNT, in Darwin, and had a look around. I've been there before. I went through with Ali, but we sort of, wandered through pretty quickly, I suppose, and had a look at everything. This time I went down and saw a sign that said the Maritime Gallery, and I went out the back. There's this massive area at the back which has all of the, like the ships from, where boat people and legal migrants and people that are fishing illegally in Australian waters and all that. So they confiscate the ships, and they've got some of them out there, and it was quite cool to have a look at some of those boats, and I guess how poorly they're put together, but that was just a whole area of the museum I hadn't seen before. That was quite cool, and they've got this really funny thing going on. It's like a school holidays at the moment, so it's full of grandparents with their grandkids. But what they've done is they've put little Lego men around the museum in a lot of the displays, I suppose, and they've got to find 10 of them in the museum or something, which is quite cool. There was one in front of a big snake and stuff like that, so you could hear all the kids going, "I found 4, I can't find the next one," and the grandparents helped them out. So that was really cool to see. That was quite a good idea. I guess a lot of museums do it. I don't know, but I hadn't seen it, but I thought it was really neat. So that was pretty good. Yeah, it was good to do that for the morning. I'll put a bit of video up now of one of the boats anyway, just to show you what it's like. But definitely worth a visit. Free entry. Open from I think about 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon or something. But Google it anyway. Yeah, really worth a visit. It's really professionally and nicely done. It's a nice little place to wander through. Probably wouldn't recommend it at school holidays. It was packed with people, and it was a lot of cruise ship people and stuff. But if you could get there during the week, a weekday, it'd be really quite worth seeing. So it was good to do. So having a look at the Museum and Art Gallery Northern Territory out the back. I've been here before, and I missed this whole section. There's a maritime museum out the back. And check out this boat. This had 6 people travelled across the ocean to try and migrate to Australia. So some of the boat people type boats have been confiscated and put in the museum. There's a few of them in here. There's quite a lot here to have a look at. So this thing here is just amazing. It's all sort of cobbled together just by blocks of wood and what have you. So really interesting, but tiny when you step back and actually have a look at it. Look how small. 6 people in the ocean, open ocean, with that thing. Just how to give it nails. Amazing. Well, folks, you see out there, see that ocean behind me? It's delivered. It's delivered a barramundi. Yeah, look at that. Woolworths, $20.30 a kilo. Here at Buoy Rock Hole, and I'm just about the only one here on a nice sunny day on a Saturday. Unbelievable. Just fantastic. A few people around, but not too bad. Very cool. Well, I just had a really nice day at Buoy Waterhole in Litchfield Park. It's got to be my favourite swimming spot. It's just fantastic out there. Turn that radio off. It's really good spot. So loved it. Had a really good day. It was pretty hot. Only got a little bit longer left now in Darwin until I start heading back. And yeah, look, actually really looking forward to the trip home. It should be really good. So yep, stay tuned. Keep watching. Well, here I am. I'm just standing at the end of the wharf actually in Darwin. At the moment they've got a big Ferris wheel thing going on and what have you down the other end, and all the way down it's been quite windy, so probably the best time to do a little bit of recording here. So just about to in the next week or so say goodbye to Darwin. I'm going to miss it actually. Darwin's been a really neat place. It's been nice to it's been nice to sit up here and have a bit of a look around. Would like to have stayed longer really, but just with the situation with Ali's dad and all that, it's time to move on. So that's a bit of a shame, but anyway, so Shady camp next weekend. I'll do some recording out there. I've got to do an oil change on the truck. It's due as well. I want to do that before I go. I think I'm going to be okay with my tyres. Tyres are they do need replacing I think pretty soon, but I think I'll get home and get those done. So hopefully the plenty ways going to be my challenge there I think. So hopefully we'll be okay on that track. Let the tyres down, do the right thing. And yeah, so get away week after next weekend to Shady Camp, and then it's a few days after that I depart. So heading out towards Arnhem Land just quickly, and then back through Kakadu and down to Alice and across to Brizzy. So it's a big trip, but I'll probably do that over three or 4 weeks or something like that, and working along the way. So that's going to be a bit different, but it's going to be a challenge actually, just trying to fit work in and travel as well, and still get back but still enjoy the trip. So it's a real balance of a few things going on there, but we'll see how we go. And yeah, so this is my last weekend in Darwin. Just get out and have a look around, and yeah, gonna miss the place. Very bloody windy out here today actually. First bit of wind I've seen like this for a while out here, Jesus, but it's nice. Anyway, life marches on. Just getting the groceries. Away from work a bit early, so that's good. About midday today now, so I'm going to head out to Shady Camp. The truck is full to the roof of stuff. Some of it to store and leave in the caravan, and the rest to take to Shady Camp and pretty much spend this weekend packing the caravan and making it all tidy to get the rest of the stuff out of the apartment. So a big weekend ahead, not just sitting on my bum. So working from the office today, actually the caravan at the moment. So I'm just out, there's a long weekend coming up, so I'll come out one day early just to try the technology and make sure it works on satellite and what have you. There's my laptop all set up, ready for work. I've actually got pretty good internet out here. It seems to be working pretty well for most things. I was even streaming Netflix and stuff last night, so that was all working. But it does have a few dropouts every couple of minutes, and I'm expecting that with a Teams call, because there's no buffering, it may not be that great. So I've got a Teams meeting in about 10 minutes. And I'll give that a go and see how it goes. But yeah, watching TV, it buffers data, so that's okay. It can get through those little glitches, but things like team meetings don't buffer. So I've got bloody wires hanging out of the caravan. I've got my router inside. I've got my satellite dish over the back there, and my laptop all set up and hooked up, ready to go for the day. So we'll see how we go. Yeah. Anyway, good trial. Wow, nice warm day out here today. My crikey. Got about a half day, most of the day I suppose I've been just working, getting some things sorted out on my PC at work and my connections and stuff. So I'm trying to get Teams sorted out. Got my satellite going down there. I've done the half oil change on the truck. I've got the oil out. I've got to put some more oil back in it soon. So good to get that done before the big trip back to Brisbane. It's due anyway, so I'll get it done before I go. Van's all looking good, nice and sharp. It's bloody, I've got the shade out here now, shade cover, because it's getting bloody hot. And yeah, really love it. I've just been for a dip in the pool actually. I've got to say, it's crazy at the moment. The water's too bloody cold and the outside's too bloody hot. So I don't know what I'll be doing, in and out I think. But I'm just waiting for Mick and Margot to come out now, and then we'll have pretty much a weekend after today. It'll be just a weekend lazing around, which will be good. A long weekend too, so got the Friday off, which is good. So looking forward to that. Well, it's late in the afternoon and I'm sitting here in the shade. It's so bloody hot. I'm going to sit here in the shade. I'm going to put the drone up and have a look around. So here's some drone video. I extended the shade out. You know the Shady bear thing? Look at this. So when you're underneath, it gives us all this. I've still got that one there holding down in the wind. But you can see what area it gives us in here. It's huge. It's pretty cool, eh? And you can always drop it down. Here we are at Shady Camp again, and we're here with Margot and Mick. Here they are, and these are good fishermen of the Northern Territory. They've guaranteed us some barra out here. They fish here all the time, and they're giving us their best tips. So we've got some really big expectations today. We've actually
they're not going to be fulfilled, but anyway, we'll give it a go.
We're doubly lucky today because we've actually turned up and there's no water here, so the odds are not good. So that behind me is Shady Camp at low, well beyond low tide really. It's like, looks like Mars.
Negatives.
Looks a bit more like Mars, fishing on Mars. And we're going to have a bit of a go here. There's no one here, so we're guaranteed to catch all of the fish that exist. We'll see how we go. But with Margot and Mick's help, we're in with a good show. So I've walked right over the barrage there, a little bit slippery. Just having a bit of a fish in the top part here. Really ideal if that bloody tide would come back in, that would be good timing. A couple of little bites up the top here, but nothing to shout about yet. See how we go. Now, I look unshaven, that's just because of the light, that's why. Anyway, packing up the van, sort of slowly getting there, but we're going to have a nice big brekkie, and I've hosed down the roof, and I'm going to give the ceiling a wipe down in a minute, get that done, and yeah, just getting ready to go. I'll do a little quick video, show you the area so you can have a look at where I am, and yeah, get away a bit later, take my time, not in too big a hurry. There's Margot and Mick over there. My little camp there. Done a full service on the truck too, so it's all ready to go. Done all the wheel nuts, done all the oil and everything ready for next week. It's all good. Nice little spot. Got toilets and all out here, and yeah, it's really nice. There's a little bushwalk that you go through here, and it takes about half an hour, and you go through the stream and everything, and you come out at the other end. It's been really nice. So yeah, quite a good spot.